Hi friends, welcome to part 2 in our 3-part Simplify Your Way to Greatness series. If you haven't already watched part 1 of this series, please check it out because there's a lot of very relevant information covered in part 1. There's a link to part 1 in the top of the screen for those who haven't seen it. Today, we are going to cover the second technique to help us identify and eliminate unnecessary complexities in our lives that do not benefit us on our journey towards growth and success. Technique number 2, simplify our environment, is going to cover some great ways we can start to declutter our surroundings to help us free up space and energy to use on important self-development goals. Before we dive deeper into more great methods we can use to simplify our lives and supercharge our success, be sure to subscribe and be sure to click that notification bell so you don't miss a single upcoming video, guaranteed to be packed with actionable, practical steps to help you manifest the greatness that you already possess deep inside. And if there's a particular topic you'd like me to cover in an upcoming video, be sure to drop your suggestions in the comment section below. Now, let's get to it! Hi friends, my name is Curtis J. Washington, business builder, health and nutrition fanatic, truth seeker, and investor. Today, welcome to part 2 of our 3-part series where we are focusing on techniques we can use to simplify our lives and the enormous benefits we can gain from leveraging these techniques. These 3 techniques that can help us more efficiently and effectively reach our goals along our journey to manifest our greatness are: number 1, simplifying our daily routines. Number 2, simplifying our environment. And number 3, simplifying our mental landscape. In this installment, we are going to focus on technique number 2, simplifying our environment. This technique can be challenging because at first glance, it may seem counterintuitive. This is because society encourages us to enhance our daily lives by acquiring more things, when in actuality, more things typically lead to more distractions. Think about it. The more gadgets you have, the more gadgets you have to maintain. And the more items you surround yourself with, the more time you'll need to spend on caring for them. Simplifying our environment allows us to free up both physical and mental space. And to simplify our environment, we need to identify what is non-essential so we know what we can get rid of. Now, as I mentioned before, this can be an extremely difficult thing to do. After all the items that we've collected over the years could have cost us quite a lot of money. So it might be hard to imagine selling some of these items for a fraction of what we paid for them, or much less giving them away. Or perhaps some of the items were gifts or souvenirs that we have a particularly strong emotional attachment to. What would Mom think if we gave away that antique jewelry box she left for us, right? Working through these challenges psychologically is by no means an easy task, and there is a book that I found to be extremely helpful on this subject that I highly recommend. The book is entitled Goodbye Things: The New Japanese Minimalism by Fumio Sasaki and Eriko Sugita. In this book, Fumio Sasaki explains in detail just how much freedom we sacrifice by surrounding ourselves with non-essential things. He delves into how to discern between what is and what is not essential in our lives, and even gives us a list of 55 practical tips to help us say goodbye to things we don't need. He then closes with 12 ways our lives will improve by saying goodbye to non-essential things. Now, I'm not recommending that everyone run out and become a minimalist, but the benefits of keeping your living space free of items that suck up both physical space and mental space is undeniable. The basic concept behind minimalism is that less ultimately leads to more. Like decluttering your day, decluttering your environment frees up your time by reducing the number of things that require your attention. So, although the idea of minimalism starts with reducing physical things, it's ultimately about freeing up space in our minds so we can better focus on what's important to us. We all are probably very familiar with thinking about real estate in the physical sense. We can picture property like a piece of land, and we can easily measure the size of the lot so we know how much space it occupies. If a house is on the property, then with a little effort, we can measure every room and determine how much living space the house has. Now, obviously, measuring mental space is a bit more difficult, but conceptually, I think we can all agree that the less distractions there are in our immediate physical space, the more mental real estate we can extract from our minds. And this is how simplifying our environment by reducing the amount of physical things we possess can actually result in us having a lot more of the things that matter most. More time, more mental clarity, and above all, more freedom to focus on manifesting the greatness that we all possess deep inside.